Hello, welcome to PE turned RE. I'm Curtis. This past week, I continued to analyze deals every day, read about my market, connect with someone new. This past week, I really focused on connecting with owners, people who have done what I'm trying to do and are further ahead in the game. I focused on owners, one, because and maybe a deal could come out of it, but two, and more importantly, is I thought I could learn something from someone that's done what I'm trying to do. These owners, I found them because they said that they wanted to sell on Facebook and one on Craigslist. While we weren't able to work out a deal for various reasons, mostly because the reasons they wanted or needed to sell. For example, one guy was getting a divorce, another guy wanted a 1031 exchange or take the proceeds from one sale and move it into a larger property. Another guy wanted to sell because he needed the funds to go towards another project that he was working on. So while we couldn't get a deal done, I was able to take some things away from those owners and that I talked to. The first one being it takes sacrifice and time to build a portfolio. All of the guys I talked to were a bit older than I, and they all agreed that the first few years are definitely the hardest because you're still trying to build. And a few of the stories were kind of incredible. Like one of the guys told me that he only lived on his wife's salary, and the salary was like 30K. 30K between two people sounds very tight, but they made it happen, and they're now well on their way, have multiple properties, and going into now commercial buildings. So, from what I can see, it's definitely worth it. The second takeaway that I got from the owners was that the more pieces you have on the board, the more options that you have, and that kind of goes back to the first one. Is it takes time to kind of build up those pieces, right? Like for me, I could 1031 exchange, but it wouldn't really be that effective just because I've only owned one property for 2 years. So how much growth can there really be there? Whereas these guys have owned their properties for X amount of years, have large equity, and they can move it into a lot bigger projects or even multiple buildings. And there's other different things that you can do there as well. You can also refinance or cross collateralize, or once you have more pieces on the board, the more options that you have. The third thing that I took away is backward design to help your future self. So start with the end in mind and then work backwards to what steps it takes to get there. So that way, the actions you take today actually align with the future that you want later. Like if you want appreciation or cash flow or certain number in a certain amount of time, whatever your goal is, start with the end in mind and take the actions today to help get you there. Uh, that was a real short, brief one. I could continue to hopefully talk to owners. I did finally hear back from the title company. I have about a list of about, I don't know, 300 owners that I'm going to go through and start to call and hopefully get some more takeaways. I'll let you know how those conversations go.